Hi everyone, and welcome to another video. If this is the first time that you're seeing me, I am the Hermit Tarot and this is my YouTube channel. A massive welcome back to everybody who is returning. This reading is going to be fairly straightforward. It is what it says it is in the title. We're asking Spirit how the person on your mind is feeling about you. Here on YouTube, you can also expect channeled messages and advice on what you should do in this connection. There will be an extended reading. I'm actually I'm filming your intro after I've done the groups here on YouTube, and I've only got one more extended reading left to film. So it's been fun. The extended reading is about 18 plus messages. We're looking into their feelings, but with a sexual twist. So in the extended reading, we're going to have a look at your person's fantasies, their sexual feelings, their desires, and anything else that they may fantasize about when it comes to you or the connection. So a little bit refreshingly different to what I've been doing lately. I hope this reading found you at the right time, and I highly recommend that you select a group with a specific person in mind. So with that being said, here are the 3 groups you will have to choose from. You will need to select a group before you can listen to your reading and get messages. Each group will have a different flower. Here is the flower for group 1. Take your time. Notice anything about this flower that stands out for you. And if you feel drawn towards this flower, you'll be a part of group 1's reading. Here is the flower for group 2. Once again, take your time. Observe the flower, the colors, the shapes. And if you feel drawn to this flower, you'll be a part of group 2's reading. And now for group 3, here is your flower. Once again, take your time, pause the video if you need to. If there's anything about this flower that stands out, you'll be a part of group 3's reading. And here are the 4 flowers side by side. Take your time, pause now if you need more time. And if you want help, keep watching for the quick guided meditation. Otherwise, when you know where to go, click on the timestamps in the description box or the pinned comment and join me in your reading. To open your meditation, I'm going to ask you to take in 3 deep, mindful breaths. I want you to breathe in for 3 seconds and breathe out for 3 seconds. I will be guiding you through this. Make sure you're comfortable. Focus on the sound of my voice. And let's begin. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. Last breath. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. From this relaxed place, observe the groups in your mind. It can help if your eyes are closed. Is there a specific color you feel most drawn to right now? Perhaps it was a phrase I spoke about in the intro. Allow your relaxed mind to guide you to a group you are being most drawn to. Remember, your intuition is not a loud voice, but it is a strong voice, and it knows which of these groups contains the most honest messages for you. Allow it to guide you through symbols, colors, objects, and phrases that will connect you with the group that holds the most clear, honest messages for you. If you need more time, pause the video or repeat this meditation. Group 1, and welcome to your reading. It is so lovely to have you here. This reading is going to be a How Are They Feeling About You tarot and oracle reading. I've got some interesting things to cover. I think we're pretty much staying on topic for that, actually. So I don't want to get ahead of myself and say that there's going to be more. We will get channeled messages here on YouTube as well. But basically, here on YouTube, we're just covering how is the person on your mind feeling about you with channeled messages. Now, if this reading resonates and you would like to know more about how this person is feeling, there will be an 18 plus reading on my website. Pretty excited to do this again. I think it's been like years since my last one. So we will see how we go. Maybe I can be a little bit more regular with it because they are a lot of fun to film. And I'm sure it's also a lot of fun to watch as well. I used to love watching them before I met the love of my life. So I hope I can help you in this reading. Before we get into it, I know I've already been talking for over a minute, but I just want to take a moment to acknowledge you and to thank you for being here. Thank you, Group 1, for showing up for me, for giving me your time, your energy, and your support in this video. I hope that I can give you the answers you deserve, and I want to take time to tune into your energy so that we can truly do that. Spirit, please connect me to Group 1's energy. Angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, please tune me in to the energy of this connection that is on Group 1's mind. Help me offer them clear, honest messages so that we may figure out how this person is feeling. Let's do it. Okay, Group 1, while I'm shuffling, just take a moment to think about what drew you to this reading in the first place. Make sure you have that person in your mind, and let's have a look at how they're feeling about you. How is this person feeling about Group 1? Wow, okay. Bottom deck energy is the self. How is this person feeling about Group 1, Spirit? What is in their heart space? What is in this person's heart space? Descendant. Wow. So as you probably know, I love reading my bottom deck energies, so I'm going to leave them here. I want to get tarot out too, but just have a look at these cards. Look at the colors, look at the shapes, look at the planets. This is supposed to be Mercury on the Virgo card. And I think with the Descendant here, we're looking backwards. So the idea is you're looking back at chakras. So you should be in your root chakra, looking at your sacral, your solar, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and then your crown. With that being said, if that complicates things, just focus on the shapes, the colors. Is there anything on these cards that immediately resonates? Now, I know there's a stark contrast to the artwork that was intentional. I love both of these decks for different reasons. And I love how they are visually very striking in their own ways. So I thought it would be a good contrast. It's okay if you don't feel drawn to one deck or the other, but do just pay attention as I'm shuffling to the cards and how you feel when they come out. Now let's get tarot out here so I can fully understand how this person is feeling about you. I've got to be careful with this because I got a new phone case and it just popped straight out of this camera holder. Spirit, for my Group 1s, how is this person feeling about them? How is this person feeling about them? Wow. Okay. And this card. Wow. Okay. Crazy. Just going to get one more card. And then I've got to adjust my camera again. How is this person feeling about group 1, please, Spirit? Oops. And it's reversed with sour at the back of the deck. I can't really fit that in. Oh, maybe I could. There's all this space over here. Let's do that. And then that should... All right, I'm just going to see if I can get this camera a bit more straight. Okay, I officially can't see the camera, so excuse me if my hands go out of frame or the cards go out of frame, but I did just straighten it so that you could see everything. First off, I'm very drawn to how much fire there is in the tarot. This person has a lot of passion towards you, a lot of attraction towards you, and generally speaking, they feel very just attracted to you. There's an immediate recognition here of you are my type. So this person feels drawn to you physically because you resemble what they're looking for physically. You excite them, you make them feel very sexual, and you also, with, I want to say, the Virgo energy, you're making them think ahead. Like they're actually having to think about what they're doing in the present moment and how those actions could implicate the future. So let's actually start up here because that's where we started with the shuffling. I can see that this person is still trying to figure out how important you are. And so this could signify that this connection is still very new, perhaps, with this Ace of Wands here, because there is signs already that you are a significant person in their life. With this unicorn card here, you almost appeared in a way that felt too good to be true. But I believe that based on this person's past, you resemble a sign to them that they need to address their past and they need to either close a door to their past once and for all, or they need to stop letting their past change how they think and feel about their future. Now, I'm getting two different scenarios about this. One scenario is that you resemble an ex-lover, and your resemblance is enough to make them, think, goodness, is this going to be as bad as it was last time? So take that if it resonates, if you know. And the other instance is that you resemble a type that they pursue, a type of person, whether it's your looks or your personality. And historically speaking, this person hasn't had the best experiences with their type. It could be a running joke with their friends and family. Their friends and family could be like, really, like this time, can you please find somebody different? Can you stop, looking for the same type of person? It's not good for you. And they'll be like, no, it was just a wrong person. Like, I'll find a better one. And so that could be what it is. But basically, when they think about you, when they feel their feelings for you, it's very much casting a shadow on their present. So you resemble something from their past. And that's not a bad thing, but it is making them cautious. They feel like you're too good to be true, and they need more time to figure out how you are different. Does that make sense? Because there's parts of who you are that they have imprinted from their past. They've gone, oh yeah, I don't know how to give you an example without... Let's just keep it simple. Let's say this person's type, just as an example, their type is brunettes. They like a specific type of looking woman or man or person, And they've always gone for brunettes that have a feisty energy. That's what they like. They like a person that can really like dominate and stand up for themselves. And they're not, maybe a complete oppressing sort of person, but they know how to stand up for themselves. And so with you, they recognize those traits immediately. Brunette, dominant energy, can stand up for themselves. Cool. But now they're trying to figure out, okay, but what makes you different from these other people that I've been seeing in the past? Like, what makes you different? So that's where we see them comparing you to their past experiences. Now they actually feel like you coming into their life resembles their ability to reflect. They feel like you came in at a time where they're a lot more mature and they feel ready for you. It's almost like they feel like if you came earlier, you wouldn't have been interested in them. They wouldn't have known how to handle you, because now they see themselves as somebody who's very in touch with themselves. They feel quite confident in who they are, and they feel like you are also the same. They feel like you are also somebody who's very in touch with yourself. You're connected to who you are. You show up as you are. And they feel like you're being quite genuine with them. And they respect that, and they're trying to reciprocate that with Virgo's energy. So this person feels very invested already with Virgo's energy. They feel like this is a connection that deserves their time, their attention, their consideration. This person is in the mind where they don't want to do or say the wrong thing. They put thought into the way that they treat you, into the way they talk to you, and they make sure that they're keeping your situation balanced. They don't want to come across as too overpowering, or they want to be respectful. And they also want to show you that they're putting in the work with this Virgo energy as well. So I think that this person feels like there is a connection with the way that the two of you communicate as well. It feels like if this connection is very new, the communication is already very promising, and they're excited for things to progress into more physical interactions. So let's have a look down here now. With sour and oops reversed, I do feel like this person's feelings for you are somehow trying to avoid making mistakes or messes. So take it as it resonates, because Descendant is here. I really don't think you have a lot of history with this person, but if you do, there is a feeling here of trying to make up for what has happened. Now, if nothing has happened, then they're trying to avoid making mistakes. They're trying to not create mistakes. This deck is a very passionate deck. There's all kinds of things in here about, sexually kind of suggestive things. And we got sour. So I feel like at the back of the deck with sour here, this person is letting you lead in some ways. Yes, they're showing up as a Knight of Wands, someone who's very attracted to you, who's feeling spontaneously, motivated towards this connection. And yet we have sour. So it makes me think that they're trying to be careful. They're gauging your reactions as they, say things playfully. And they are probably being a bit cheeky. They're being very clear that they are attracted to you. They may be pushing boundaries, but they feel like they need to tread carefully. And honestly, this person feels like they've already done too much. Like they can't believe that they got away with saying some things to you is what this feels like. I can't believe group one let me say that. So let's have a look at the tarot. I am just seeing so many wands that I kind of want to talk about the Cups card first before we get lost in that fire. You know what I mean? But let's note that there's a lot of duality here. We have fire and we have water. And so the water energy, especially with this card reversed, is very much about trying to make the most out of what you have, trying to enjoy each moment for what it is. It's a very present mentality, and it's also an action orientated like energy. It makes me think that this person is feeling pressured to do something quickly, or to do something like that isn't in their element. Does that make sense? Like they're being pushed to do something out of their comfort zone. That's not how they usually talk to people. That's not how they usually act. And it's not a bad thing for them. It's exciting. But it definitely feels like, if they were allowed to really control this situation, they wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't be taking their time with you, or they wouldn't be getting to know you slowly first. So there's something about this that feels very careful, slow, meaningful, and it's almost about building trust between you. They feel like you have changed the way that they approach people in their love life. And you've also brought out a sense of urgency within them, where they feel like they need to make the most out of this with you. I do think with this Ace of Wands right next to it, this connection is in a new beginning. And this new beginning has them feeling very excited. They're coming up with all these ideas. They're, thinking about all the potential that this connection has. And there's a lot of room for their imagination to fill in the gaps. Does that make sense? Like the passion is creating ideas that are inspired by this passion. So it does make me think that there is a renewed sense of excitement in this person's life because of this connection. They're generally more bubbly, more sort of playful, and they just seem happy. People are noticing that they seem happy. They're excited to hear from you. They're excited to talk about you. And, there's just this feeling here of, in some ways, the Ace of Wands to me is like a renewed sense of purpose that we're cultivating in our lives. So they're genuinely excited about this connection. And the Four of Wands confirms that even if it is early, there are ideas to create more here for this connection. They already feel like the two of you are very compatible. They feel like the two of you have gotten off on the right foot, and that your connection already has some sort of stable foundation where you are both in the same energy. That's how they feel. They feel you are both feeling positive about the current state of this connection and about the future. And without looking too far ahead, they're really just excited to see what could happen in the near future. So within the next 4 weeks, this person may already be planning on introducing you to some of the key people in their life, or they're planning on introducing you to like their parents or their children in the next 4 weeks. So there could be some opportunity to celebrate your connection, or to really show it off in front of other people in the next 4 weeks. But they feel very harmonious, like the two of you complement each other. And that's saying that they feel like you have the same energy. Even if you have differences, you have the same energy. And that similar energy with the Knight of Wands translates into this knowing that they want to pursue this connection. They feel motivated to pursue this connection. They feel confident. They feel like you want that too. There's, their ego is feeling confident. Their personality feels confident. There's almost an air of arrogance in how confident this person feels. And it's motivated by their attraction, their inspiration towards the future with you, and just the desire to keep spending more time with you, to keep interacting with you. You do brighten this person's day, group one. And hearing from you genuinely makes them smile. Like I said, people are noticing that this person just appears happier and they seem to have gotten their spark back. It's that kind of feeling where, you know, when someone is content, I think a lot of people go, are you okay? Because contentment can mean that you're not bursting with joy, right? You're happy, but you're content. So the peacefulness of that contentment can look very concerning to people who are used to seeing their loved ones express more. So this is different because instead of looking at emotions of happiness, we're looking at the energy of joy. And that's where I'm probably using the wrong word, because I'm saying that people are saying that they're happy, but really people are noticing that they have more joy. They have more of a spark in their life. They have more of their zest back, is how I feel it's being worded. So that is their feelings for you. Let's have a look at what they want to say to you now, and then we're going to close this reading with advice before we go into the extended. Pretty cute. I hope that resonates so far. Otherwise, you may need to see if you have messages in a different group, because that's a very clear... Oops, what's going on here? Oh, a very clear message to me. So if it doesn't resonate, maybe go see if you feel drawn towards a different group. Okay, what does this person want to say to my group 1 spirit? What is their channeled messages? What are their channeled messages to group 1? Love is the answer. What do they want to say to group 1, please, spirit? Your family won't like me. Wow. You already know. Wrongful advice. You're my everything. I worry about us a lot. And one more card, please. I just wish things were different. And this is the bottom deck energies. I'll show you both cards. All right, I just want to get one more card and then I'll straighten this up. Actually, I should probably straighten it up first because I'll put that card there. Let's see. Oh, pretty good. Could be worse. There we go. All right. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, let's get that card out. Spirit, what do they want to say to group 1 from their heart? What do they want to say? Now this is going to be channeled in first person, so I'll let you know once I start. Wow, turtle energy. An earthworm at the back of the deck. I just got to take a sip of my coffee. It's quite early here. So you have the benefit of going first and catching me refreshed. But I'm still drinking my second coffee, so haven't quite got that vitality yet. It's just pure vibes is how I would describe this type of reading. Now, okay, let's start the first person channeling. I want you to know that I choose you. Regardless of what stage our connection is in, I feel confident in pursuing you. I feel confident in seeing where this could go. There's something about you and your personality, your way of living, and the way that you show up as you authentically that is very captivating to me. You have my full attention. And I want you to know that I intend on letting this connection grow from the ground up. giving both of us time to understand how we feel, what we want, and whether we can see this connection having an important future. I kind of feel like you've met me at the best time. I'm not exactly the perfected version of myself. I'm still wanting more for myself. But I'm more me than I've ever been. I'm more grounded. I'm more humble, more aware of who I am than I've ever been. So you've met me at a time where I've managed to shed layers of masks and fake personas, and I just feel comfortable in who I am, and I recognize that in you. I want you to know that my feelings for you are still developing. I'm not at a point where I'm comfortable talking about how I feel because I'm still figuring that out. The emotional aspect of our connection is still developing for me. And although I can recognize that there are some feelings there, I want to give it more time before I truly tell you how I feel, because I want to explore more in this connection with you. I want to spend more time. I want to create more intimate moments. And I want to really spend more time connecting before we start talking about serious feelings. But it's very important to me that you know that I choose you and that I am, with my heart, choosing to invest in this connection to see where it could go. I don't want you to feel worried about all of these reversals. They kind of just help me talk about where I see this connection going. I have some concerns over how the people in our lives are going to receive us, and that I'm worried about how my family are going to see you and how your family is going to see me. And so I would feel more comfortable about the future of our connection once we figure out what our loved ones think as well. It's a big deal for me getting to meet each other's family or loved ones and close friends. It's not usually something that I would do unless I was serious. So I take that very seriously, and I'm hoping that that will help me ground myself even more in knowing what the future of this connection could be. I recognize a lot of potential, but you have to know that I'm not somebody who likes to rush into things. I've learned from my past and also from witnessing loved ones' relationships that you need to be patient and somewhat careful about joining your life with somebody else. And you have to be sure. When you know, you know. And whether that takes time or it happens instantly, when you know, you know. So I believe that if we are meant to be together, taking a little bit of time won't hurt that status. It will strengthen it, make it more obvious for both of us. I'm only cautious because I also don't want to play around with your feelings. I don't want to tell you one thing when I really don't know yet, and then it turns out to be the other thing. So I'd rather just be honest and say my feelings are still developing and I'm not sure yet, but I am still here because I want to be here and I want to figure this out. I am worried about what the people in our lives have to say about this connection. My history has made people very opinionated, and I often have my family and friends telling me what I should do with my life, with my love life, and I worry that that is very overpowering and sometimes isn't always the right advice. So I am worried that you will judge me based off of some of the opinions of my family and my friends, which is why I'm taking my time with that as well. And I'm also wondering how that's going to play out on your end of things. What will your family and friends say? Will it be similar to what you say, or will they have differing opinions that we need to contend with? I think in the early stages of a connection, it's really important to just stay grounded and enjoy those moments for what they are. Early stages, right? Which is why, yes, I have thought about the future. I've thought about serious commitments and what that could look like down the line. But I also don't want to get lost in that. I don't want to forget where I am and what I have right here. So I'm still figuring out what a more serious commitment between us would look like. And I hope that you're not too put off by that. I think I'm being reasonable. I think I'm being logical. But if you have any concerns about my character and my intentions and what I may be doing and thinking, please let me know. Please communicate with me directly, because I don't want you to feel like I'm taking my time because I'm not sure or because I'm playing some sort of game. That's not the case. I'm just being cautious, careful, and trying to do what feels right for me. But if it doesn't feel right for you, please let me know. So that's what I'm really seeing in the channeled messages, group 1. I'm kind of shocked because tarot had a lot of passion and we didn't really get that here. The channeled messages are really more about this person trying to explain themselves. So is this an earlier connection? You know, that's what I'm thinking. Or have the two of you really only just started something? This think before you act reverse kind of threw me off a little bit because it should be upright. And so while I think that they are being cautious, I also think that they're doing things in a way that you don't want to do things. And they're asking for more than what you're willing to give. Does that make sense? Like, I think that you were hoping that the connection would be further along by now, or that they would be clearer on how they feel, which is maybe why you're here. But it just looks like what they want to do with this connection is not the same as how you wanted it to go. So let's have a look at your advice now to close your reading. Because really your channeled messages turned into a lot of an explanation and, to me, some excuses. Like I don't feel that in a negative way, though. Sometimes I get that in a negative way. I feel a genuineness, but yeah, I'm just not too sure. So let's see what your advice is. Spirit, for my viewer, group 1, what is their advice in this connection? What is group 1's advice? At the time that they're seeing this video. Okay, cornucopia reversed and envy reversed. Wow. Let's bring you closer while we wrap this up. So, honestly, your advice paints an interesting story about needing to remove third parties on your end, whether this is loved ones who have strong opinions or other love interests who you're comparing this person to. With envy reversed, it's important that you aren't pitting yourself against somebody else, so that you're setting yourself up for genuine success. The way that it's coming through is that this connection is definitely still developing. We've got a lot of new numbers here, 1102. I don't think you should put all your eggs in one basket here, whether this is a new connection or a connection that's in a new chapter. And I think with this cornucopia, when it comes to making something out of this, just hold on to what you feel is right for you. You don't have to be thinking too far ahead. You don't have to have it all figured out. But you should trust your instincts. You should trust when something feels right and when something feels wrong. And you should just take it one step at a time, because something about this connection isn't right for you yet. And if you get too ahead of yourself, you're going to be bypassing red flags that serve as checkpoints. And when you see those red flags, you should take a moment to just pause, address the red flags, talk about it, bring it up. We're not making it a problem or an issue, but we're addressing it because it doesn't feel comfortable. And then from there, does it feel right to keep moving forward? Yes. Okay, so let's keep moving forward. But if you don't address those red flags, they just mount up and build until it feels a lot more significant. So you don't want issues of trust, insecurity to lead into bigger issues. Like, you don't want to start a connection with those issues being unaddressed, is what I'm saying. So take your time here to really figure that out. Is there any other advice you have? Yeah, I would argue that the less you do, the better at this stage, because it feels like this person, if they really want to, they will. And if you try to do more when they're asking to slow down, you're going to throw off the dynamic between you. You're going to show this person with your actions that if they do less, you're going to pick up the slack and do more. And this is the type of person that is used to doing less. Remember that Four of Cups reversed? If they can get away with the bare minimum, they will. They're only doing more because you've made them feel like they need to really challenge themselves. And this isn't a big challenge, honestly. It's not like they're overcoming their greatest fears in life. They're literally just stepping out of a very small box that they put themselves in. And they're doing things for you that they would do for anyone else in their life, but they got away with not doing that for other people that they've dated. So Spirit's saying, hold your ground, wait for their strategy, and then see how you feel. That's your advice, group 1. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to take this into the extended now, where we will have a look at their 18 plus desires, fantasies. If you're interested in that message, and if you're interested in that extended reading, the link is in the description box below and the pinned comment. Make sure you select the right group when you do click on that link. Find your reading, find your group. You'll be group 1. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your time, your energy, and all of your support. Until we cross paths again, I wish you the clarity that you are seeking in and out of this reading. I do currently have personal readings up, so consider checking that out as well if you would like a personal reading from me. And as we part ways, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Bye. Hi group 2, and welcome to your reading. It is so lovely to have you here. Immediately tuning into your energy and opening your reading with the greeting, oh, that rhymed, has just given me such a beautiful warmth, and I appreciate you for being here. Before we open your reading, I just want to acknowledge you and witness your energy. So thank you for your support, thank you for your time, and thank you for this energy exchange. I hope that I'm able to confirm what you may already know about this connection in this reading. And I also hope that I can empower your energy with more information and anything that you may have missed about how this person is feeling about you. With that being said, let's open your reading. I'm going to take a moment to tune in to your energy and to your connection. So just listen to my voice, have the person that I'm reading about in mind. So it is important that you come to this reading with the person in mind. Think of them now, think of your connection, and let's open your reading. Spirit, please tune me into Group 2's energy. Please help me offer Group 2 clear, honest messages about their connection. Angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, please help me channel clear, honest messages for Group 2's reading. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Now, sweet souls, here on YouTube, we're looking at how is this person feeling about you. I'll be getting tarot cards, some oracle cards, and then once we know that, I'll be getting some channeled messages. We'll be channeling first person to understand how they feel about you. And then we're also going to be getting advice before we close this reading as well. So let's tune in. Let's have a look. Spirit, where do we start? How do they feel? We will use this card. What is in this person's... Oh no, this was supposed to be for the channeled messages. I guess we'll do it here instead. What is in this person's heart space for my Group 2s? How do they feel about my Group 2 Spirit? Okay, wow. We've got deer, zebra, and rabbit. Okay. We'll use this deck as well. How does this person feel about Group 2 Spirit? How does this person feel? Ooh, cave. Desert, and we have Inferno. I always think of Disco Inferno. All right, I don't know if that's straight. We'll figure it out. Some of y'all aren't straight, I just picked up on, and that could have been triggering. So yeah, shout out to my, oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss an acronym, but LGBTQIA+ community. And apologies if I missed your acronym, but LGBTQIA+. I feel like it's always changing, and it depends on what country you're in. I think that's the standard for Australia. I don't know if that's okay, but that's like the commonly accepted term for our queer community. But obviously, like if you're in a different part of the world or if you're in a different state, it's different. So I just want to acknowledge you as a sign of confirmation if it is meant for you. As every sign, you know, if it doesn't apply to you, don't force it to fit. Let it resonate for someone else who needs to hear that. Now, before I shuffle out tarot, have a look at these oracle cards. Just take a moment to observe their colors, the shapes, the animals. These two decks are very different, and I chose this deck for that reason. It is black and white, so it automatically contrasts, and it's hand-drawn, so it usually just has such a different visual message, which can bring out different intuitive messages. So pay attention to how you feel when you look at these cards. Is there any messages of confirmation that you're seeing? Or are there any feelings that are stirring? Do you have intuitive feelings about these cards already? Write them down, especially if you're taking notes. And let's shuffle out your tarot now. So we're going to move this back. I've got to be very careful because this deck, this stand is not quite the right size for my phone case. So it sometimes falls straight out. We'll hope it doesn't in this case. pull that cord tighter in case you can see it. All right, Spirit, from Tarot, how is the person on group two's mind feeling about them? Whoops. How is the person on group two's mind feeling about them? Alrighty, we have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Cups. We have the Magician reversed and the Four of Wands at the back of the deck. Last deck I want to get cards from is this Desire deck. So Spirit, just one card please. How does this person feel about my group twos? We have Caress and we have Take. Let's just make sure that's all in frame. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Could probably move this over a little bit more. Okay. I think that's as good as I will get it, group two. So let's have a look. How is the person on your mind feeling about you? The first thing I can see is there's just so much different energy here. We have earth, water, air, and fire in tarot. We have earth, fire, and air peeking out underneath. Over here we have a place. We have another place. And then I'm pretty sure this is a tool. Oh no, it's also a place. Inferno. Ooh. Now these two cards, I actually want to start here. These two cards make me think that this person feels very protective over you. They feel a sense of like, you're mine in some way. So if you're not in a relationship with this person, they still feel like they need to hold you and kind of show up for you, especially as like some sort of token of where the two of you stand. This caress energy, it's about other people knowing that they are in your life. Like, yes, you know, but they need other people to know that you're in their life and that they're in your life. So there's something quite imposing about their feelings. Like they feel like they need to prove a point. And I do think that this is about other people. You know, like they could be very much on the right page with you, but they feel like they need to prove a point. And so in the tarot, we can see that they feel a harmonious connection with you. They feel like the two of you have synergy. You complement each other. You show up for each other. There's this foundation between you of a strong energy in which you recognize each other. They feel like you have a strong enough foundation together, and their feelings are generally very positive, comfortable, connected. There's this feeling of like happiness, but like in a way of joy, like a public celebration or a chance to show your joint community how you feel. So maybe for some of you, this does mean that you're married or you have children together, maybe celebrating an anniversary, or just getting the chance to really show other people how much you mean to each other. So it's the other two cards that kind of show us more about this imposing energy. This person feels slightly unfulfilled because they feel like your connection hasn't reached the point that they want it to. And they could be feeling impatient about that. They could be feeling like your connection should be more advanced right now. They should be more progressive, or they should be further along than where you're currently at. And this makes me think that, especially with the Seven of Pentacles reversed, between the two of you, your connection feels like it's had the chance to change its course. They feel like your connection is changing its course. You're out of a period of waiting and trying to let something, happen slowly. And now it's really about uprooting what wasn't working for the two of you and sowing new seeds. So this could be resembling a change in their effort, a change in the amount of time you're allowed to spend together, change in your lifestyles, a change in your goals, but it ultimately represents a change in the future of your relationship. And because you're redeveloping it, they don't really know what this change will lead to. They have intentions, and their intentions are for something fulfilling, happy family, happy future, but they don't know yet. The evidence hasn't shown them that they can have that yet. They're just hoping that this change is going to positively impact the future. And so based on these changes, they seem to be feeling a little out of their depth. The Magician card reversed indicates that there has been a change in their actions. There's also been a change in their communication. Mercury could be significant to this connection. Gemini or Virgo could be significant. But the Magician's energy is usually someone who's a bit of a wordsmith, is how I used it recently in a personal reading. And the wordsmith is very good at knowing how to captivate their audience. They know what to say and how to say it, what to do and how to do it, in order to convey the message that their audience wants to see and hear. And so this person feels like they've had to change tactics in this connection. They've had to be more honest, more authentic, more genuine, less performative. Instead of just telling you and the people around you what you want to hear, they've had to actually show you the behind the scenes, the raw footage of them putting their act together. And this could come through as like a confession, a down-to-earth moment where you get to see this person behind the scenes. So the way it's being shown to me is, that moment in The Wizard of Oz. I don't know if you've seen that movie. I'm just assuming you have, where they go, Dorothy, the lion, Tin Man, Scarecrow, they make it to Oz. They make it into the wizard's Emerald City, and Emerald, I think it's a tower. And there's this huge performative moment where the wonderful Oz is, using smoke and lights and this technical stuff to scare them. And then they realize it's just a man. There's this moment where something fails. The machine that this wizard has built fails, and Dorothy pulls back a curtain and they see this little man sitting in this mechanical setup controlling the wonderful Oz as people know it. So this person is feeling very vulnerable, very exposed. They're feeling as though they have to be more authentic, open, genuine, less performative. And this is making them feel vulnerable. So let's have a look at your other cards now. We can see with the Inferno energy, so we know now that these are all place cards. I'm so glad I flipped them over. The place cards don't always matter. I'll just throw that out there. If you've seen me use this deck before, I don't always talk about what's on the back of the cards. But when I saw the contrast here, I was very curious. I'm like, what's going on up here? Are there any similarities? So this person's feelings feel very unearthed, as though they've only recently realized that they want this with you. And whether you've known this person for a while or only recently, they've only recently realized that they want this 10 of Cups, happy ending energy, bright, fulfilling future. They want this synergy, complementary compatibility with a strong foundation of trust, loyalty, and partnership. These oracle cards have very different energies. We've got a cave resembling something that's in the dark, something that shelters, and the moon and the stars are even adding to that darkness, indicating that this is at night, this scene. We're looking at a dark cave at a dark time of the day. So the cave being reversed feels very symbolic of this person coming out of a dark place, coming out of the closet for some of you, recognizing their sexuality, recognizing who they are, what they're attracted to, what they want. But for others of you, this is about them coming out of a sheltered place where they were able to mask and hide who they are, how they feel from themselves, let alone from other people. The desert, to me, resembles this person's feelings changing from something that was once quite desolate. The desert is a very unique environment, right? You have to be a specific type of creature to survive in the desert. You can't expect to find food, shelter, and water in the same place that you would in any other environment. It takes a unique type of being, creature, to be able to survive there. And I think that when a desert card comes out to describe somebody's feelings, it resembles going from something that was very dry to something that is experiencing its first flood. Because deserts don't just stay dry. Their seasons vary. That's how they become deserts. They don't have clear floods seasons. They tend to be drier more than they are wet. Why am I explaining this? Anyway, I'm not a desert ranger. I don't know a whole lot about deserts. I just love cactuses and succulents, but succulents actually don't thrive in desert environments. FYI, they need water. So do cactuses. Cactuses need a good flood. That's why I know about the floods. And I just feel like this person's feelings have changed. Sorry, group 2, my alarm just went off. But as I was saying, they've gone from dry to flooding their feelings. Now, they feel like you are different. You've shown them a different version of themselves, and you've made them want something that they didn't want or they couldn't imagine. And so you've changed this person's reality. They feel like you are significant, you are important, and you are someone that they have deep feelings for. They care about you, to say the least. But there is also love here. There's a deep sense of love here. So I can't, based on just these cards, say that this is romance. that is for you to figure out, because I don't know who I'm reading for here in this group. But the 10 of Cups is deep love. It's not just surface level. It's not just platonic. This is a deep sense of, I care about you. I would take a bullet for you. And so it is love. You know what I mean? But it's also the kind of love that you would have for your parents, your children, anyone who's very, very close to you, your best friend, your partner in crime. That's the kind of love the 10 of Cups is. It's a kind of love that is somewhat unconditional. It forgives, it's patient, it's compassionate, it's honest. It also knows when to lie because you love that person so much you don't want to hurt them. But it knows when to tell the truth because you love that person so much you don't want them to get hurt. And so with Inferno here, this love has in some way tamed this person. Their feelings for you has turned them into someone who's had to redevelop themselves. They've had to redefine themselves. And they've realized with this Inferno card that there's more here than just passion and attraction. You've also probably challenged this person, is what I'm seeing. Because Inferno, 7 of Pentacles reversed, Magician reversed, you've encouraged this person to be more self-aware, more authentic, and to really show up as they are, which is more than what they're used to. And for that reason, you have their utter respect. Like, this person may be someone who has a lot of pride in that, you know, they live by a certain moral compass or value system, or they just have a lot of pride for who they are and how they show up. They could be very proud of their cultural heritage, very proud of their public image, very proud of their persona in their business, very proud of how they show up in the social media world. And you've completely removed that and gone, okay, but what's beneath that pride? Who are you when the lights turn off, when the smoke clears, and when the curtain is drawn? And so having you in their life has made them very aware of who they are in an uncomfortable way, but in also a very encouraging way. There's a contrast to your presence in their life that they truly appreciate. They appreciate how you make them feel and how you make them show up in the world. So with the deer, the zebra, and the rabbit reversed, zebra isn't reversed, but with these cards, the 2 earth cards reversed, again, it makes me think that this person has been unearthed. They've been forced to change. They've been forced to recognize how their life is stuck because they've been doing the same thing and expecting different results. And now they need to do things differently. They need to sow new seeds. Now they feel like you're the reason. They're not blaming you. They're giving you credit. Because with the zebra card here, this is a beautiful energy in this deck, by the way. I lost my guidebook for this deck. It is in this house somewhere. I just haven't found it. But do look up Kim Kran's Animal Spirit Oracle guidebook and find the zebra card. You can also look at these other cards by all means, but if you only have a little bit of time, read the zebra card. It's a fire card in this deck as heritage to the zebra's African ancestry. Can we say that for a zebra? That's the zebra's ancestry, or is that just something you say for humans? I don't know. But the fiery element also resembles their personalities. Zebras are funny creatures. And they like to be a part of a herd. They like to be a part of something bigger than themselves, but they also like to stand out. And if you've watched Madagascar, you would know that the stripes on every zebra are unique. So as much as they like to be a part of something, they love to stand out, they love to be themselves, they love to be an individual. And this person feels that with you. They feel like they're a part of something big with you, but they feel like you give them space to be themselves. And that's exciting. That makes them feel electric. That makes them feel seen. That makes them feel excited about being around you, wanting to spend time with you, and being a part of your life. They recognize your similarities, similar to the Four of Wands, but they also truly cherish and appreciate your differences. The contrast between you is what helps you feel more compatible in many ways. Now, the deer energy is usually a little bit more of a timid energy that needs calmness. We don't really have deer where I live, but my mother grew up around deer. We have deer in Australia that was introduced to us. And she always said that it's a true test of patience. People hunt deer here, and being around deer, it takes patience. You have to be calm. You have to be prepared for them to just sense you before you can even realize they're there. And with this card reversed, it just feels like you've made this person feel things that usually terrified them. It would usually make them very afraid. But you've changed the way that they feel. You've changed the way that they want to feel. And that is still scary because it's the deer energy. The fear is still there. But they're doing it for you. So the rabbit's energy is similar. The rabbit is also more of like a prey animal and can be very skittish. But in this deck, the earth side of things represents how fast they can move when they want to, how determined they can be when they really want to do something. And you would know that if you've seen rabbits, they move so fast. When they're ready to run, they run. And it's hard to even see where they go sometimes. But when they want to see something, they stand up on their hind legs like he is in this photo, or she, we don't know. And they get a better view of what's happening before they decide how they want to do things. Now, this person may not have been that way with you. I sense regret. I sense that they didn't get that better view first. They may have just done what they always do and learned the hard way that they need to be different with you. They need to change how they do things. They need to be different. So I get a mixed feeling here. I get a lot of respect, a lot of appreciation for you and for how you've helped them embrace who they are. You've changed how they show up for themselves, how they show up for the world. You've allowed them to be authentic, to be themselves, and you've embraced their human. They tried to be this mighty magician and you've gone, I want the human. And for that, there is love, there is unconditional love and respect. But I want to get a look now at their channeled messages to get a better understanding of what their human being feels. So let's channel some messages from them. I feel like I've already been talking for a long time. Oh well. Oh, this reading wasn't supposed to be this long. I didn't have this much time to film. Juggling my personal readings at the moment. If you would like a personal reading, you can either subscribe to be notified when I have my personal reading back in stock, or you can subscribe to the website. Just sign up with your email, and when I restock, I send an email out to all of those who have subscribed to the website to let them know. I'm planning on restocking at different times throughout the day, just to give everybody a chance to get that email. Spirit, what does this person want to say to group 2? Wow. What does this person want to say? Oops. What does this person want to say to group 2, Spirit? Okay, we'll take these cards. I can't take all of them. Oh, that one. Okay. I worry about us a lot, they're saying. All right, let's get these. I just got to fit another card in. So how are we? We've got room. Oh, we had 2 cards. We're not going to take them all, but these are what the other 2 cards said. I'll keep them in mind when I'm channeling. All right. How's that looking? Pretty good. Alrighty. Spirit, what does this person want to say to group 2? What does this person want to say to group 2, please, Spirit? Okay. We have Black Moon Lilith in the middle, and at the back of the deck is Taurus. Let me just check the camera. Pretty good. Alrighty. Wow, Taurus reversed. We'll be channeling in first person, so let's see what they have to say to you. I realize that I'm still finding ways to push you away. And this connection has shown me so much that I'm uncomfortable with about myself. I'm not as in touch with my sensuality as you are. And I don't always find it easy to be grounded in the way that you encourage me to. I prefer to keep myself busy, distracted, and somewhat unattached, so that I don't have to embrace aspects of myself that I'm not comfortable with. This also has to do with confronting things that I don't want to confront. I realize that what you want from me is not far from how you deserve to be treated. You've tested my self-worth, made me more aware of some of the things that I truly want for myself. And yet I just don't feel like I can have them. I have a lot of respect and love for myself, but not in the way that you do. Not in the way that you expect me to be. There are parts of myself that I project onto you. Feelings of shame, guilt, desire, passion, attraction, pleasure. There are a lot of different things that I wish I'd worked out before I truly delved into this connection with you. I feel like I've underestimated how important knowing yourself truly is. And you've seen a side to me that other people don't get to see. You've seen a vulnerability in me that I don't like other people to see. And for that reason, you are very important to me, even when I don't show you or truly respect that about you. I don't think I need to say this, but I tend to project a lot of shame and guilt onto this connection. While I appreciate how you've shown up for me, there's still a lot more that I need to do that you simply can't do for me. I enjoy what we have. At the very least, we have a strong connection physically that really challenges my repressed sexual desires. To me, you resemble everything I want but can't have. And for some reason, that's part of what makes this connection so magnetic and attractive. What drew me towards you initially is now really highlighting what is wrong with me. And I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers that you deserve. I don't have all the answers to the questions that even I'm asking. And so sometimes I pull back and just sit in the unknown, wondering how much longer I can get away with this, with keeping us where we are. I know I need to make big decisions about who I am, but I just don't feel ready yet. I want to feel sure, I want to feel in control, and I want to feel confident. But you've shown me that making these types of decisions isn't about confidence, it's about authenticity. And to be authentic means being vulnerable, which is something I'm not completely comfortable with. Truth be told, I worry about us a lot. I worry about how you perceive me and how my actions look. I recognize that I'm not always honest about what I am, who I am, and what I'm doing. And I worry that the trust between us has been broken in a way that can't be repaired because of this other version of myself that I hold on to. You already know a lot of what I'm telling you, but I hope that I can explain more about who I am. I worry about what other people think of me a little bit too much. I worry about what other people will think of us. And it's the idea of how they see me that really gets to me. It really stops me from embracing my authenticity. I don't feel confident in leaping right now. I feel rattled, again, vulnerable. I feel like I need to be that version of myself behind closed doors, around people that I trust, and for that I really appreciate you. I don't think that you're wrong, but I feel like I can't be what you want me to be, and I can't do what you want me to do. I have to do it on my own terms, and it doesn't feel right yet. But you were right about me. You understood me from the moment you read me. You could sense what I was repressing and hiding, and you could feel how much passion I had for you and for this other version of myself that I don't get to be around other people. I'm trying to uncomplicate my life, but truth be told, I'm very good at distracting myself. I'm very good at immersing myself in distracting environments, and I'm good at keeping busy, picking up things and occupying my time. I do need more balance, more stability, and I feel like I could have that with you. But I'm going to need to figure that out for myself. And I don't expect you to wait for me while I do, but I do hope that you don't abandon your belief in me. I hope that you can still hold faith in me and in the fact that I can eventually figure this out. I still feel confused. I still feel like I'm not quite the version of myself that I want to be, but I also feel like I just need to do what I can. And I'm only human, so I'm just trying to do the best that I can, which isn't perfect. I tend to make a lot of mistakes, I know that. But I am trying to get a better handle on things and to get a better sense of balance in my life. That's what I'm seeing for you, sweets. I'm going to end the first person channel messages there. I don't really understand what this person's intentions were behind these channeled messages. There wasn't a lot about their feelings. There was a lot of fear. A lot. And Black Moon Lilith brings a lot of fear. I had to pull out the guidebook because in this deck especially, Black Moon Lilith has a very clear connection to repression. You can pause and read this in your own time. A very clear connection to repression. I think there's one more, there's one more page. So there's something about this person's channeled messages that reflect a part of themselves they don't feel comfortable with. And that's what they wanted to talk to you about. Either as confirmation that this is your group or as confirmation about what is a challenge in your connection. But there's not a lot about their feelings here. I guess because we already spoke about their feelings. I really want to jump into the advice now. I kind of feel like they hijacked the reading in the channeled messages, which happens a lot when somebody has a dominant personality or when they feel like they have a lot to say. And in this case, they did. They feel like a talker, like they could just talk and talk and talk with you. Let's get your advice. I will say with all of that Black Moon Lilith energy, it's going to be interesting looking at their sexual desires. So if you would like to have a look at what their fantasies are about you and what their sexual fantasies are, how they're feeling about you sexually, the link to your extended reading is in the description box in the pinned comment. We'll be having a look at that in your extended reading on my website. Make sure you click on group 2. With that shameless plug out of the way, let's get your advice. Spirit, for my group 2s, what advice do you have for them? What advice do you have for them about this connection? Storm warning. Okay, let's pull you closer now. So, oops. Wow. Something is coming to a head in this connection with storm warning. Your advice is to let the storm pass through. Storms are a natural part of ecology. They destroy so that new life can generate. They're powerful and they are there to destroy certain things, but they can only take away what is meant to be taken. So it is a natural part of the process. This connection is coming to a head in some way. There's an end of a cycle. And this is happening so that a new beginning can occur. So allow the ending to take place. You don't have to do anything, just let it unfold naturally. Let it take what it needs to take and let it show you what it's leaving behind and what it's clearing for new things to grow for you. Appreciation is putting a lot of emphasis on you, thank God, because we spent a lot of time talking about this person. Group 2, you are a beautiful soul, a beautiful person, and worthy of everything that you deserve. When it comes to connection, love, you are worthy. And to close your reading, the real advice that I have is to stand in your power, recognize your value, recognize your worth, appreciate who you are, identify and celebrate your strengths, and truly acknowledge how you've overcome your weaknesses and what you've learned from this connection. Everything can be appreciated. It's about mindset, and your advice is to get to that stage if you're not there yet. Step into that mindset of appreciation and gratitude for what has happened, because of how it's made you who you are today. And this is just a symbol of self-pride and really just enjoying who you are, recognizing who you are. So that is your advice. If this reading has resonated and you would like to join me in the extended, the link is below, as I said, the description box and the pinned comment. I appreciate you for showing up for me. I hope that this reading was helpful and really showed up for you and this connection. And if I don't get to see you in the extended reading, I'm sending you lots of love and I'm wishing you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Bye. Hi Group 3 and welcome to your reading. We're asking Spirit today, how is the person on your mind feeling about you? Before we get into your reading, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge you. Thank you so much for being here and for showing up for me. I appreciate all of your support, your time, and your energy. I appreciate you for being here on this platform. And I hope that I am able to show up for you in this reading, and hopefully I'm able to get you the messages that you need, as well as some additional messages that you want. So really, to open your reading, I do encourage you to set your intentions. I'm going to tune into your energy and I'm going to go ahead and set my intentions as well. So focus on my voice for a quick moment. And think about what drew you to this reading. Think about the person that we're reading about today. And also, if you have any questions, raise them now. Spirit, please tune me into Group 3's energy. Please help me offer Group 3 clear, honest messages for their reading. Angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, please come through clearly and distinctly with signs and messages about this connection and about this person's feelings towards my viewer. Please help me channel those messages effectively for my Group 3 viewers. Thank you, Spirit. Wow, calmness really just washed over me. Your energy feels very calm, so you may already have some strong certainty about this connection. You may already have intuitive knowing, as well as, experience and wisdom that you've come equipped with in this reading, which I appreciate. Let's see what else I can do for you. Spirit, how does this person feel about my Group 3 viewers? How does this person feel? Stellium. And we have air at the back of the deck. Okay, let's get the second deck out. How does this person feel about Group 3, please, Spirit? How does this person feel? Can I get one more card, please? Okay, we'll take this card. Interesting, we got a lot. Can it all fit? We'll figure it out. Okay. The back of the deck is Sunken Ship. I won't put the whole deck there, otherwise it'll block everything. We're going to go ahead and zoom out now, and I'll get some tarot out. We will be getting channeled messages after this, but I just want to see how they feel first, and then we'll fill in the gaps. Now, how does that look? That's pretty good. Can probably do that. Right. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alrighty. Spirit, how does this person feel about my group threes? The person on group three's mind, how do they feel? How do they feel? So a friendship is being highlighted. So you guys may be friends, or they could be a friend of a friend, something of that nature. Last deck. How does this person feel, Spirit? Okay, we have sip and we have play. So let's just see. Yeah, that's all pretty much in frame. Okay, is it straight though? Yeah, it could be worse. Alrighty, I just want to highlight some significant things that I'm noticing. And before I do that, I encourage you, the viewer, to use your discerning eyes and recognize any signs of confirmation that can help you feel like this is the right reading for you. Are there any key symbols, zodiac signs, planets, shapes, words, colors that resonate with you? I encourage you to take notes of these to make the most out of this general reading. We have Saturn. Don't know this planet. I'm assuming it's Mars, Mercury. And who is this? Is that supposed to be Venus? Why would the stellium be like that? Why would Mercury be in front? Crazy. Anyway, if you know planets better, share it down below. I know this is Saturn. Actually, how could that be Saturn if there's no ring? Maybe that's Jupiter, but I know that this is Mercury. That's pretty much all I know at this point. I feel very confused about what is going on here. I think that might be Mars, and I think that might be Venus. So let me know. The idea behind this card is that it's about planets aligning. And when all of that energy aligns, it can create potential, but it also creates a lot of pressure, a lot of challenges. We have Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Taurus over here. And that's pretty much it for the zodiac signs. This person's feelings for you are very playful. They feel very friendly. Like I'm seeing signs of friendship here. So maybe this is a friend, but they do feel like they're a little bit under your spell. They feel like they're very much, they enjoy being around you. They look forward to being around you and seeing you. And they feel very drawn towards you now, especially. So this person has very positive feelings about you, and they are mostly feeling positive and hopeful about seeing you again in the immediate future. There are some challenges. Maybe you don't get to see each other as much as they want to, or maybe there's a lot going on in your lives and it is affecting the connection. But they feel, with stellium upright, like you guys will be able to overcome that. You'll be able to work through that. Those challenges aren't going to permanently stand in your way. They're not going to block the connection long term. And so with the air energy over here, there's a lot of thoughts. There's a lot of action-based themes affecting how they feel. So we know that they feel hopeful. They feel invested. They feel like the connection has harmony with this Libra energy. They feel like this connection has a level of duality as well, where you kind of bounce off of each other. And they feel like there's potential here. If you're not already in a relationship with this person, they still respect what you have. Like, there's a feeling here of there being something already, like a connection already, either a friendship or acquaintance or just knowing each other. Now, this person's feelings for you also feel quite respectful. With the Hierophant card here, we see a little bit more about why. It's almost like this is about restructuring. They feel like your connection is different. Maybe you know each other from somewhere. You know each other as, you're a part of a bigger group or a bigger circle. And they feel like what the two of you have is unique within that dynamic, within that structure, within that group. You have something different. Now, the Hierophant card is also reversed to talk about how this connection rebels in some ways. And that's where Aquarius also comes into play. This connection defies some sort of advice or structure. It goes against the grain. It's considered to be maybe even taboo, but what the two of you have, they feel that it's different. And certain people may tell them not to, mess around with you or to play with you or to, like, they almost feel like people are telling them, like people are giving them advice not to be interested in you romantically. Now, with that being said, it could be that you guys come from different backgrounds, or that there's some sort of difference between you, like age difference, cultural difference, religious difference. Someone is trying to protect you from them or them from you. And they feel like what you're doing is going against that advice of protection. But they enjoy spending time with you. Now, these feelings are very playful. They're not deep. They're grounded in joy. Their feelings for you are connected to enjoying your company, enjoying spending time with you, enjoying the experiences that you have together. And they enjoy the way that being around you and spending time with you brings in other people as well. They love the social aspect of this connection, whether it's because of what you do when you spend time together or because of who you've introduced them to as well. Now, this playfulness means I don't sense that they're taking you seriously. I think that they're respecting you as a friend, but they're not investing seriously. Like, they're not, at least in this reading, and it is a general reading, their feelings are more friendly than romantic. Yes, we have love potion here, but we have it right next to compass and sunken ship. So this person has feelings for you. They feel like they're under your spell, but they also feel like this connection can't really go any further. It can't progress. It's not heading north, it's heading south. They feel like this connection is at times leading them in the wrong direction, and they could feel like the two of you don't have the best influence on each other. Maybe they've led you in the wrong direction, you've led them in the wrong direction. They feel like this connection is a form of escape that is showing them, new experiences and helping them explore parts of themselves and the world around them in a different way. This connection makes them feel very powerful with Wizard. They feel like somebody who is able to do things and control things that mere mortals cannot. So maybe there's part of them that thought, I never thought I could have someone like Group 3 interested in me. There's a power dynamic here in which they feel like they've tricked you into liking them, and you've tricked them into taking some sort of risk against other people's advice. So there is this message again of like being under each other's spell a little bit. This kind of feels like puppy love in a way, but it also feels circumstantial. Like the only reason you're interested in each other is because they're one of the only people you interact with, and vice versa. They feel like this connection is based on the fact that you are only choosing to spend time with each other. And if you were to open yourself up to other people, you would probably lose interest in each other. If you were to actually put in the effort to meeting other people and letting other people see who you are, this person wouldn't be at the top of your list. And so I think that this person feels like this connection is only really happening because you aren't aware of what you could have. And because of that, they feel like they really need to make the most out of this. So they're holding on to you, but they're trying to keep you stuck on them based off of who they are now. They don't want to change much about themselves. They can sound more exciting than they actually are. And the more time you spend with them, the more you realize that, wow, this person isn't nearly as exciting as I thought they were. And so they feel like they have to kind of trick you into seeing that they are fun by creating these moments, but in actual fact, they're not really progressing. They're not really what they say they are. So they do feel attached to this connection. They do feel like they need to hold on to you. They don't want to lose you. But they also feel like they need to avoid big ideas here, which is crazy. I think that this person feels a little bit concerned about like, how much longer can I get away with this? How much longer can I trick Group 3? And that's what the sip feels like. The sip has an energy of like moderation, just like the Four of Pentacles, moderation, restriction, right? Like, why a sip? What a tease. Sometimes certain things taste better when they're sipped, because when you're trying to gulp it down, you don't get the flavors. But it feels like a tease. It feels like it's not a lot. It feels like they're not getting all of you. You're not getting all of them. You're getting the bare minimum. And the Ace of Swords really confirms that they feel like they've made mistakes here. Like they haven't acted on ideas, or they've said something and then they didn't do it. They thought something and they never actioned it. And so it can also feel like an Ace of Swords reversed resembles a broken promise or an opportunity that never became reality. Maybe you resemble something that could have, would have, should have happened in the past, but it didn't. The challenges overcame. And so now they're left with the disappointment of a wasted opportunity. For some of you, you could be in other commitments, and this person feels a responsibility towards those commitments, even though they do really enjoy spending time with you and seeing you, they feel like they need to be respectful of their partner, their relationship, but they also feel playful and flirty around you. Is there anything else they need to know about the feelings before we get channeled messages, Spirit? I think we'll just go straight into channeled messages. Each of your readings, group 1, 2, and 3, have been very different, not just with content, but also like structure-wise. But I'm kind of at the point where I just want to know, like, what do they want to say to you? That's how they're feeling. They still feel under your spell, by the way. They still feel like you see them in a way that makes them feel more powerful, like you being into them in any way made them feel more powerful. And they could be shocked that they even, like, group 3 had a crush on me? What? That's crazy. I guess it's my wizard powers. Like, that's what it kind of feels like. What cards do I want to get here? This one, I think. Spirit, what does this person want to say to group 3? What does this person want to say to group 3, please, Spirit? Okay. Scorpion and the fish. Wow. I'm hearing my luck ran out with you. I guess I could only get away with it for so long. Let's see what the channeled messages say. Oops. Okay, Scorpion. Spirit, what does this person want to say to group 3? Okay. What does this person want to say? Okay, that's a lot of cards. Wow. I think we only can get really like one more card, 2 more cards. What do they want to say? 2 more cards. Okay, let me just straighten it up in the camera. All right, I gotta stand with my creaky knees. Is that all in frame? Pretty much. Okay. Very striking cards, lots of black and white. We do have some colors, but notice how the colors kind of repeat, like the red and the black. The only color that's new is the purple. We can see red here and black here. This is supposed to be like an orangey color too, so it's very similar to the orange that's right in the middle of there. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Very close to that orange coming out of the stinger of the scorpion. So, goodness, I'm going to channel first person, so let's see what they want to say to you directly. I feel like my luck ran out with you. I had you hooked, and then I lost you. And you lost me. I still feel passion for you, but it feels dangerous. It feels like the kind of passion that we need to be careful of, that we need to look out for and not let it sting us. Like our passion for each other could hurt people. And it feels like what I want with you could either hurt you or hurt others. I spend a lot of time thinking about us what happened in the past and what could happen in the future. It's not like an obsessive thing, but it's the kind of thought that keeps coming back. It doesn't go away, and I even dream about us sometimes. I think that I really met you for a reason. And at times that reason has felt obvious. But at other times I'm still left wondering, like, why? Why did I meet them? What was the reason? All I know is I definitely still have feelings for you. I just don't really know what to do with those feelings, and I don't know if we should do anything about those feelings. Part of me thinks it would be better just to leave the past in the past and to try to move forward embracing what is, trying not to rock the boat too much. I don't know if it would be helpful to have a conversation about the past and to truly air things out in the present. That doesn't mean that I have stopped thinking. I still have fantasies about you. If people ask me, I will say no. But when I'm around you, it's quite obvious how I feel. And other people have pointed it out to me as well. I acted the way I acted because I thought it was going to be the best thing for me. I thought I needed to do that. I thought the way that I acted was actually beneficial. I thought I was overcoming fear. But instead I just became overwhelmed with guilt. I don't think I did the right thing. And I've learned a lot since then. I'm at a point where I have regrets. I've been able to reflect enough to realize that I made mistakes between us, and I made mistakes that affected other people. I was put in a position with you that I've never been in before, truly. And I acted in a way that I learned a lot from, and I hope I never act that way again. I do have love for you. I care about you, and I hope for the best for you. I hope that we can still be around each other with respect and love. And I cherish the memories we've already made. I cherish any space you allow me to be in with you. And I appreciate that a lot of people look up to you, and a lot of people in our circle care about you as well. So I didn't mean to hurt you or them. There's a part of me that gets very ego-based in terms of the way I act, what I say. In the moment, it feels like I'm standing up for myself and proving myself, but afterwards I think to myself, goodness, why did I have to do it like that? Why did I have to act that way? What was I really proving? Was it that important? This connection has helped me realize more about myself. It's made me more passionate about standing up for myself, but it's also made me more vulnerable and made me realize how I still have a lot to prove to other people and to myself. I don't always feel worthy of the spaces I occupy, of the rooms that I end up in. And I often feel intimidated by other people's confidence. And so this connection has forced me to find confidence, even though I feel like I'm faking it. Part of me feels like I did manifest you. Having your attention and your presence in my life has made me feel very powerful. I enjoy talking with you. You make me feel more intelligent than I actually think I am. You make me feel more powerful and important than I think I am. And I am very attracted to you, to your energy, to your body. I've enjoyed our moments of intimacy, physically and in terms of chemistry. You've pushed me to want to do bad things that I kind of regret, but I also really enjoy. And I still look forward to seeing you every time we cross paths. I enjoy the way that you make me feel and the way that I make you feel. I'm excited to see you again and to be able to feel that spark. I think that's where I'll leave your channeled messages, group 3. I do have some things to say. This person could be a Capricorn. They could have Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, or Pisces energy is the strongest here. I don't know what the status of this connection is, but there is sexual chemistry. Regardless of what stands between you as those challenges, you both felt a spark, and stellium in the first part of your reading represents potential that you haven't been able to fully act upon. For whatever reason, there's been things standing in your way. And so this person in your channeled messages, I feel that they're saying a lot of things you already know. But there's also some things they've never actually said to you that came out here. It feels like these are things that you've just interpreted, but they haven't verbalized it. They haven't sat you down and said, hey, this is how I feel. This is what's going on. Because of that stellium energy, there's been things in between you. They are harboring guilt and regret, but for the most part, it doesn't change how they feel. They genuinely feel drawn to you, attracted to you magnetically. And it has at times really compromised their integrity, because I feel for some of you this could have involved cheating. Only take it if it resonates. It could have involved third parties, friendships being kind of put up to question, and even just like a misuse of power, authority, or age. So their feelings haven't changed. If anything, they've grown stronger. And if you are in separation, they are looking forward to crossing paths. Like, they want to see you. So that's what I feel. I think that the no energy is a reflection of boundaries. Like, there's something here that stops this connection from getting more serious. Hierophant reversed, 3 of Cups upright, Ace of Swords reversed, 4 of Pentacles. In the first part of your reading, those tarot cards said, there's something here, but it can't be more serious. We have to hold back. So let's look at your advice now. And then I'm going to go into your extended reading, where we'll look at this person's fantasies about you. What do they fantasize about? What are their sexual fantasies and feelings sexually? If you're curious about that, it's been a lot of fun, actually. I've managed to film this whole reading in one day, which hardly ever happens, just because the extended readings, I feel, have been genuinely enjoyable. Sometimes they can be very draining doing this many readings back to back, so I have to take lots of breaks. But it's just, it's been entertaining as the reader, and I hope as the viewers you guys have been enjoying it as well. So the link to your extended readings is in the description box and the pinned comment. Make sure you click on the right group. Before you purchase your reading, you'll be group 3. So find that thumbnail, read the description box, and double check before you check out that you've clicked on the right group. Let's have a look at what your closing advice is. Spirit, for my group 3s, what is their advice about this connection? What advice do you have for them? Wow. You've got 2 archangels coming out, and then you've got the angel of love as well. Let's bring you closer. Wow. So I feel like your advice, first of all, these numbers could be significant: 49, 37, 35. Root chakra energy, solar plexus chakra energy, and the angel of love isn't connected to a chakra, but she represents the many different feelings that are associated with love, or themes that are associated with love. Now, all of these cards are reversed, so I feel like your advice is very similar to what you already know about this connection and what you're already doing. I feel that as your reader, I need to start your advice by saying, be very careful. I think that you guys know what you need to do to stay grounded, to make sure that you're not making the same mistakes. This connection has really tested you in unique ways, and you may have had to learn the hard way what not to do. You may have had to surrender and reprioritize your focuses so that you don't lose yourself in the way that this connection makes you feel. I don't think this connection resembles love in its purest form. I think that there is love here, and I don't want to take away from your own experiences. So if you feel love, hold on to that. Don't let me take that away from you. But with the angel of love reversed, you are destined to experience more love, more meaningful love than what this connection has given you. And that is referring to the past, the present, and the future. You are destined for more love in your journey than this person can ever give you in this lifetime. So don't take their feelings for you in this reading as a sign of a boundary, a template, or a limitation on love. It's just a drop of what love could look like, an idea of how they feel, but it does not reflect what you deserve, because you deserve so much more. And this connection serves a purpose. It's going to be different for each and every one of you. It serves a purpose, and in its own way, it has a meaningful role to play in your life. But at the time that you're seeing this reading, and I hope I'm delivering this message with compassion, I'm really trying. I don't want to come across as just negative or too harsh. But at the time that you're seeing this reading, this connection shouldn't be your main focus or priority in your life. With these 2 cards reversed, you have bigger things you should be focusing on. And I hope that this reading was helpful and entertaining and confirming. But more importantly, I hope that this reading didn't take away from your truth, from your foundation, your knowing. Your advice is to not let this person's feelings and even this reading take away from your priorities, your focus, your sense of self, and your way forward. And if you feel rattled, if you feel a little shook, call on Archangel Michael for support, protection, and guidance, because he is here showing up for you to remind you that this connection shouldn't be getting the best of you. And Archangel Chamuel with the third chakra is saying, you've done enough here. You should not be feeding energy, intention, and focus into this connection. And you should not let this connection change the confidence that you have, the courage that you have, the determination, the willpower, and the motivation that you have towards other goals in your life. This connection should not be getting the best of you. You should be focused, open, and receptive towards other things. This connection should function as something that happens to you while you focus on other things. So that is what I'm seeing for you with your advice. I hope that was helpful. I hope it was delivered well, and I hope it did resonate. If you would like to join me in the extended reading, I'm going to take a quick break and then I will be right there. Technically, it'll just play on for you guys at the time that you're seeing this. Your extended reading is ready whenever you are. Click the link below to join me there. Remember to click on group 3 before you purchase your reading. Make sure you've got the right group and the right reading. Thank you so much, sweet souls, for your time, your energy, and all of your support here on YouTube. I appreciate you for showing up for me, and I hope I was able to show up for you. Thank you for supporting what I do here. I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Bye.